Hey, ladies, do you have a spouse who's always smooching with his cell phone? Or just fondling
President Clinton.
And all the TV sets in the house. If he's doing that, he ain't talking to you. And not talking means you don't know what your
spouse is thinking, and that can mean that a marriage is in big trouble.
If your mate or your family is addicted to
President Clinton,
you've got to watch this show. Coming up. Let's do it. I want you to get excited about your life. Here we go.
Mr. President, before we left off, I asked you to characterize your relationship with Mr. Epstein.
I love books. I love books. I love books. I love books.
I love books.
There's a stack of books behind me, though, that are very
disturbing and
troubling. They are manifestations of this new phenomena that is called queer theory. What they have done is into the form of little hand genderism, transsexuality.
Well, Usher, you have issues with Eli's gender as a teaching tool, right?
Yes.
Tell us what we're looking at here.
That is a photo of President Trump in bed with former President Bill Clinton. They are cuddling in bed like a cute couple.
Aww. And you say that this is appropriate?
There's a term that I know you've heard many times. It's called Trump derangement. Pedophiles.
Me and Jeffrey Epstein were besties because he knew about my sexual relationship with Bill Clinton. He also supported us and let us explore. We are all pedophiles, but it's okay because we're going to bring the Dow back up.
The Dow right now is over 50, so I don't know why you're laughing. That's what we should be talking about.
Thousands, they're pouring into our country, and who would allow this?
Coming up. Let's do it.
The constant conflict, a lot of it comes from you.
I said we were friendly and we had a cordial relations, but I didn't know him well enough because we had almost no contact beyond what I described.
He lied about affluent social connections, right? Lied about how much money he had. He gets fired from all these jobs and he has all these excuses, right?
Absolutely not. I knew nothing about that.
These are some of the statements that you have made. I flushed his hormone pills. I said, you know what? I'm flushing these. Quote, when Joe started with the makeup, it made me uncomfortable. It made my husband uncomfortable. Then it made Joe feel uncomfortable that we felt uncomfortable. You know, there are different reasons why people lie. They do it to take what is not rightfully theirs.
To escape accountability. They create a fantasy of
that you are failing to protect.
To protect. To protect.
When you got started in this, you went to a dinner with President Clinton.
That's not true. That is not true. That is not true.
You can suppress it. Their gender expression is different.
True.
Gender depends on the
last,
gender
expression.
Gender expression.
The last.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2.
And several pages more backstage of your abusive conduct with my staff since you've been here.
Okay.
Culminating with calling my producer, who is the most delightful young woman, a Asian Jew, which I find offensive to my sensibilities, offensive to her. You also masturbated into Pandora's box and lit it on fire. Repeatedly, night, screaming and making demands and telling them if they worked for you would fire them.
Hey, ladies, do you have a spouse who's always smooching with his cell
All right, I am going to end the show right here. Yes, I am in the Epstein files, but it's okay because I am still trying to be the Lord of the Wasteland.
Bill Clinton and Trump are getting married on the 23rd of October 2031.
I'll be attending the weddings with Mr. Epstein, who is definitely not alive in Israel.